If you're thinking about buying the Lenovo Explorer, stop right there because I'm about to reveal some surprising truths you won't find in the usual reviews. This mixed reality headset promises an immersive VR experience with ultra-high resolution and easy setup. But here's what shocked me. It doesn't quite live up to the hype. You might believe you're getting a futuristic gaming and exploration device, but there's a catch you need to know before purchasing. Stick around because by the end of this review, you'll understand if Lenovo Explorer is actually worth your money, or if it's better to look elsewhere. First off, who is the Lenovo Explorer really for? VR newbies wanting an affordable entry point or mixed reality enthusiasts hoping for seamless PC integration might find it appealing. But if you're a hardcore VR gamer or someone who demands top-tier comfort and flawless tracking, you might end up frustrated. So buckle up, because I'm going to break down the good, the bad, and the awkwardly awkward about this headset. And trust me, there's a plot twist ahead that might just save your wallet. Let me start with what drew me to the Lenovo Explorer in the first place. The promise of a crisp 2880 x 1440 resolution that makes virtual worlds leap right in front of your eyes. The lightweight design claiming to weigh less than 1 pound had my hopes high. It all sounds fantastic, right? But here's where the magic starts to falter. Setting it up takes just minutes, they say. But in my experience, getting the Windows mixed reality environment running smoothly can turn into a mini saga involving multiple software updates, restarts, and fiddly cable connections. It's like the Explorer thinks it's a rocket ship, but sometimes acts more like a spacecraft stuck in traffic. Now, about the visuals, they do stun when you first put the headset on. Colors are vivid and images sharp, which is why some users rave about virtual tourism and educational applications. Want to stroll through Paris or visit the Great Wall of China? The Explorer opens that door beautifully. But there's always a but. The refresh rate isn't quite smooth enough for long gaming marathons. Motion sickness kicks in more often here than on other devices I've tried. Imagine being the hero on a grand adventure, only to have your stomach revolt mid-battle. Not the heroic moment you planned for. Rehook time. So, what about controllers? The Lenovo Explorer boasts motion controllers that track your hands and give you more freedom. Here's the twist. They're surprisingly lightweight and comfortable, but prone to tracking glitches, especially in dim lighting. That's right, the same sensors that promise precise hand movement occasionally get confused and make your virtual sword dance like it's doing the cha-cha instead of fighting off dragons. If you thought VR gaming was supposed to be serious business, Lenovo Explorer sometimes turns it into a slapstick comedy. Another feature headlined by Lenovo is the ability to interact with your virtual world in multiple ways. Motion controllers, keyboard and mouse, Xbox controller, and even Cortana digital assistant. However, trying to juggle those options can be more frustrating than fun. Although the flexibility sounds great, it feels like a toolbox where every tool is missing a handle. Switching between devices isn't smooth, and sometimes results in lost input or frozen screens, which breaks immersion faster than a bad Wi-Fi signal during an epic boss fight. Story time. Picture this. I was testing the Cortana assistant in the Explorer, hoping to ask it to start a game or guide me through a virtual museum tour. Instead, it struggled to understand basic commands and sometimes ignored orders entirely. It was like having a digital assistant who had just rolled out of bed and wasn't in the mood. Not exactly the futuristic helper I had in mind. Okay, comfort is usually a deal-breaker for headsets. Lenovo claims their Explorer is well-balanced and light, giving hours of comfort. And for short sessions, it's true, this thing feels almost weightless. But after 30 minutes, the plastic strap irritates the top of your head and the foam padding can start feeling a bit, well, cheap. It doesn't compare to the plush cushioning of higher-end models designed to hug your face like a gentle robotic koala bear. So if you plan to use it long-term, prepare for some adjustment breaks or DIY mods. Rehook again. Now onto the elephant in the room, price and value. Lenovo Explorer carries a mid-range price, tempting buyers with its Microsoft mixed reality origin and bundled accessories like motion controllers and batteries thrown in. But with a 3.8-star rating on Amazon, it's clearly not winning over every customer. Common complaints include inconsistent tracking, occasional crashes, and a headset build that feels less durable than expected. Is this truly a value buy or a classic case of you get what you pay for? By the end, you'll know the answer. Here's a joke to lighten things up. Why did the VR headset break up with the PC? Because it needed more space. But Lenovo Explorer might just take up more space in your frustration folder instead. Okay, back to business. One of the saving graces is how quickly you can transport yourself to amazing experiences. Using Lenovo Explorer, you can virtually attend concerts, visit historical landmarks, or even explore underwater reefs. The clarity and immersion in many apps are impressive provided you don't mind a few glitches and hardware quirks. So if your priority is casual exploration and light gaming, the headset serves up a pretty decent mixed reality buffet. But if you're a serious gamer, especially those who rely on fast, precise tracking and smooth performance for competitive VR games, think twice. High-end counterparts like Oculus Rift or Valve Index provide more reliable tracking, better build quality, and extensive game libraries. The Lenovo Explorer, while a good starter, tends to feel like the VR equivalent of rollerblades when you actually want a race car. Now here's another twist. The headset's integration with Windows Mixed Reality is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it hooks directly into a familiar Windows ecosystem, making software updates and app downloads straightforward. On the other hand, the Windows Mixed Reality platform itself is somewhat limited compared to others like Steam VR or Oculus Store. You might find fewer game choices and less developer support, which can stifle your VR experience after the initial excitement fades. If you think about it, the Lenovo Explorer almost feels like a concept car with a beautiful dashboard, but underwhelming engine performance. It shows great promise, but falls short of delivering a fully polished user journey. However, if you're budget-conscious, want an entry-level headset, or need it mainly for non-gaming tasks like virtual tour or basic VR apps, it might still be a reasonable fit. Rehook again. Here's a question for you. Have you ever bought something that looked amazing in the ads but let you down at home? That's how the Lenovo Explorer feels for many users. But don't shut the door on it yet, because Lenovo's support and occasional firmware updates do help smooth some rough edges over time. And one more chuckle before the wrap-up. Why don't VR headsets ever get lost? Because they always keep track. But unfortunately, Lenovo Explorer's tracking sometimes has a midlife crisis and doesn't quite know where its controllers are going. So how do I sum up this roller coaster ride? Lenovo Explorer is a pleasant introduction to mixed reality with decent visuals, lightweight design, and multiple interaction options. But it's held back by inconsistent tracking, some comfort issues, and a limited software ecosystem. It's for casual users wanting to try virtual reality without spending a fortune, not for VR veterans or gamers with high expectations. If you want the thrill of exploring virtual worlds from your home, quick setup, and don't mind tolerating the occasional glitch or awkward fit, Lenovo Explorer can definitely deliver hours of fun. And given its price point, it represents a fair entry into VR territory, especially for those linked into the Windows ecosystem. Remember, prices change fast on Amazon, and you can find the best deals via the link in the description below. If you're curious to experience Windows mixed reality without breaking the bank, Lenovo Explorer might just be the headset that opens that door for you. So go ahead, check it out, and game on.